Well, good morning from a rather drizzly Clachtoll Beach campsite. We were going to go for a walk back down to the beach and maybe head back along the coastline to Achmelvich, which we passed yesterday evening. But yeah, the weather's not looking brilliant, so we're going to drive along the coast, see if we can't find somewhere to stop and get breakfast. If you're coming to this campsite, it's fabulous. We'll definitely be back. The pitches are so well looked after. You've got Astro on most of the pitches, which means your stuff's not getting really mucky. And the showers, they have shower gel and body wash. That's free to use. The toilet block is impeccably clean. They have a fridge where you can take stuff, write down what you've had, and then pay for it in the morning, kind of on the honour system. Paddle boards that you can borrow. They have a dog library, so if you've got a dog, there's tennis balls round the back that the dog can borrow for the day. They've got everything you could require of a campsite and more. So yeah, it's well worth a visit Clachtoll Beach, even if it is tucked away right on the coastline. I totally understand why this place is so busy. So now we're going to take the short drive along, try to find somewhere that we can get a roll and bacon or something before our final stop for the evening. Well, as you're heading back out of Clachtoll Beach, you pass the signpost that says Achmelvich, 1.5 miles. And it's raining, yes. But as Billy Connolly would say, there's no such thing as the wrong weather, just the wrong clothes. And here's the beach that you'll be missing if you don't come down and see this. I was just saying to Jen there that it's the one thing that saddens me about Scotland. We've got all these beautiful beaches and all these beautiful areas, but actually you've got to enjoy them with waterproofs a lot of the time. But I guess if it was sunny here all the time, this place would be mobbed. There'd be so many people wanting to live here. But because of the wetness, you kind of get it to yourself. I mean, we have this whole beach to ourselves at the minute. There is a family coming behind us with a dog, but that's going to be it. And where else can you get that, really? But yeah, it's beautiful. This is another possibility for camping next time I do the North Coast 500, because you know me, if you've watched my West Highland Way videos, I do like to repeat trips and just do them in a slightly different way. And my goodness, this beach is glorious. Look at the colour of the water as well. It's not quite the Harris blue that you get, but it's definitely beautiful, and it's golden. Well, the sun's trying to make an appearance in the background here, but yeah, I don't think we're going to be that lucky this morning. Well, we had a wee stop off at a place called Scourie, I think that's how you pronounce it, at the local spar shop. We've grabbed lunch, which we've just finished, and when we were in there we spoke to the lady who worked in the shop, and sometimes it's the local knowledge that really helps you to find some of the best places. We were asking her, is there any good beaches between here and Durness? She said there's a fabulous beach. It's called Oldshoremore. I think that's what it's called, Oldshoremore. So we had a look on the map, and there seems to be 3 beaches, a big one, a smaller one and a tiny one. But the colour of the water, it's that bright blue that if you've ever been out to the Outer Hebrides to Harris or Lewis, you'll have seen the water like that before. So when you park near the Commonwealth Memorial Cemetery, and you walk up the side. We're just seeing ahead of us signs for the footpath that'll take us along to these fabulous beaches. So it's going to be a short walk, but it's a free car park, although it is a 4-mile drive along single track roads to get down to here. But I'm sure in the summertime it would be a lot busier, but right now, yeah, I think we saw one car. Oh wow, and just take a look at that. I think there's 2 people on the beach. Other than that, we've got the whole place to ourselves. That is just stunning. Wow. Well, that's us. We have made it to the very picturesque Sango Sands campsite. It is full of camper vans. We are in the roof tent, obviously. And out behind me here, you're looking straight out to the North Sea. And over in this direction, we're looking out towards the Atlantic. I'm going to spin you around and let you have a wee look at the beach that you have here if you decide to stay at Sango Sands on your North Coast 500 adventure. So while Jen's just setting up the tent, I'm going to tell you a wee bit about what we're going to do this evening. So the plan is to head over towards Smoo Cave tonight. Now, the caravan site normally has breakfast in the morning, but the guy who runs the campsite, he's just had a baby. So congratulations if you see this video. And he's finding running the breakfast bar and a new baby, juggling both, as well as reception, is a bit much. So we'll have to go down the hill to get breakfast in the morning, but they have a food cart who runs from 5:30 to I think it's 8 o'clock at night, and then they're on again for morning for the breakfast. So we'll be sure to make use of them tonight, because we're going to walk from the campsite. Now, I don't know exactly how far it is, but I'm going to guess it's about 1.5 miles over down into Smoo Cave. Now, I did that in the dark last year and it was a bit spooky on my own. This time I'm going to take Jennifer and terrify her. Why not? Right, do you want to come back and we'll have a look at the OEX roof tent with the additional hub? Let's take you and give you a wee guided tour around that. So before I take you around the roof tent, this is the dehumidifier we use. The bottom part here just fills up full of water, and that runs all night. We've got, say, the electric hookup inside that you can charge your phones and things on, so that's quite handy. So if you're on a campsite, I would say get electric hookup, and if you're buying one of these OEX ones, this might not be a bad addition. Right, let's take you around and show you the outside first before we let you see the sleeping quarters of this OEX Vertex 130 tent. So this is the Go Outdoors OEX Vertex Light 130 roof tent, and yeah, on its own it's fine, but we've added the extra hub onto it, which does make a slight difference. It gives you somewhere. If I'd only brought camping chairs, it would have been brilliant, but of course I haven't. So doors next to the car on each side. You have, where the windows are there, they also zip up, and I'll show you on the other side, there's an option to give yourself a slight canopy. This door at the front can be zipped all the way up to the top and out the road, so that'll open that up. You've got a wee window into your sleeping compartment, and here at the front it can also prop up and become like a wee canopy. So let's take you inside and actually show you the inside of this. So plenty of space inside this for storing things. If you're over 6 foot tall, yeah, this is going to get in your road. Yeah, I need to be very careful. I'm going to bash my head if I stand up in there. So let's take you up and show you the actual sleeping compartment. So here we go. It's big for one. Would be a bit of a squeeze for two, but not impossible. Jen's paired it with the fairy lights, and you can see in the back corner there we have the dehumidifier, because I say this is single skin. The side walls do zip down, which I'll show you. Jen's got this one partially done, but you can unzip this all the way, and that happens also on the other side, given you views. Well, that's out to reception, which isn't the best view. Let's unzip the other side. And you can see the view that we have here at Sango Sands. If I can find the zip, there we go. Come and have a look at this. That's not a bad view from the roof tent, is it? So, two side vents, and also at the back behind our head here, and move our sleeping bag out of the way. Oh, zips on the other side. You also have venting at the head end as well. So there you go. With the hub on, you have 360 views. And yeah, the head height's not bad in here. I think it would be a pinch for me. I'm not lying all the way in it, but my feet are definitely hanging out into the vestibule, and I'm 6'2", but I do sleep with my knees curled up. I think if I was going to be using this, Jen's using this, I'm afraid I've been stuck in the car. But I think if I was using this, I would just leave the tent unrolled, and if I wanted to dangle my feet out the end, I could do that. But yeah, this has been a good wee roof tent so far. It packs away to nothing, as you can see from the picture here on the top of the car, and was relatively inexpensive. I think you're about half the price of what the tent boxes cost. Now, one thing I would say that the tent boxes have that this doesn't, the windows at the side and at the end on the tent box have a kind of overhang. Now these don't, which means when the rain comes down, you have to have these bits zipped up to keep the weather out. On the roof tent, that has a kind of overhang, so you can leave the top of that unzipped to give you ventilation through, which is probably one of the reasons why this tent suffers a bit with condensation. But say the dehumidifier in the corner, that certainly helps with that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to at some point getting a chance to sleep in this, but not this trip. I'm a good dad, I know. She hasn't told me that yet, but...
I have.
And she's saying, yes, she has. Do you appreciate being in the roof tent?
Definitely.
Where are you? Come here.
I'm right here.
What do you say?
Thank you.
Yeah. My back's going to be in bits. I see Jim's hurt his back. I'm speaking to him, obviously at Applecross. Is my back going to be ruined because of sleeping in the car? I don't know. I'm on the Thermarest Neo Loft mat. That's the new purchase, and I have to say, I'm loving that. If you've never had a chance to feel one, usually Tysos have them. They don't weigh a lot more than your general Thermarest mats, but my goodness, the loft and the comfort is phenomenal. Right, time to get this zipped up, and we're going to try and find somewhere to get some food. I might get a coffee as well before we move on. Or are we going to go for a walk down the beach? No, let's do the beach first, and then we'll think about food. Right, we'll speak to you when we get back down to the beach. It's not a bad wee beach, eh? So, if you're coming straight off the campsite at the top, it is quite a steep haul down, but you can walk along and come down a bit further along the shoreline, which gets you down to the beach slightly easier if you struggle with this kind of stuff. But yeah, it is a lot calmer down here than it was the last time I stayed at Durness. I might even get the drone up. Wouldn't that be amazing? I've had the drone up more this trip than I've had on any trip I've taken you on so far. But yeah, surfer's paradise, this place. We're actually going to be able to get down to the rocks that I couldn't get down to last time because the waves were crashing round about them. But yeah, another beautiful trip ended in Durness. Right, I'm going to leave you with shots of the sea and maybe a little bit of drone footage. Well, that's us. We're switched to night mode. Jennifer and I have had a fabulous meal from the burger van that sits just outside Sango Sands Resort. It's owned by, I think, the campsite, and the pub in the same car park allows you to take your food in there. So what did you have? You had a smash burger, and I had the Cajun chicken burger with bacon and cheese loaded fries, which I have to say were phenomenal. So yeah, we've had a good meal, and now we're heading on a spooky trip about 1.5 miles along the road to Smoo Cave, which we will go and visit again in the morning, but it's always good to do it in the dark. Right, I'll bring you back when we get a bit closer to Smoo Cave. Well, that's us. We've made it along to the toilet block that sits in the car park at Smoo Cave. Now, we're going to head down here in the dark. If I shine the torch on my face and speak to you as we head down, I'm not going to be able to see where we're going, so I'm going to use the torch to help us go down now. There is a car park in the car park. We don't want to freak out the people that are already down there. So we're going to try and be quite quiet and be respectful as we head down into Smoo Cave. Down the stairs. Now, I don't know how much the GoPro is going to pick this up, but I will take some pictures and add them in. But we'll bring you back when we get into the cave properly and get along to where the waterfall is. I've got some stories to tell you about that.
Oh, spooky stories.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Well, that was a little bit unexpected, but a little bit unfriendly as well. Normally, the last time I was in here, it must have been 8 or 9 o'clock at night and the lights were still on, but that's 7:30 and the lights have gone off. So I don't know whether there's a security guard playing tricks on us or what's going on, but yeah, a little bit unfriendly. But we're now going to head back. I'm going to measure the distance from at the actual Smoo Cave back to the campsite, and I'll let you know how far it is when we get back there. Right, I'll see you in about 20 minutes. Well, we made it back to the car and the roof tent in one piece. So if you're walking from Sango Sands, it's 1.7 miles to get over to Smoo Cave, and of course 1.7 to walk back. This has been a fabulous day 3 in the North Coast 500, and more awaits as we travel along to John O'Groats tomorrow on day 4. Night night. Well, that's the roof tent all packed away here at Sango Sands. We've been down the hill. The car park just down from the caravan park does bacon rolls, and it also does smash burgers, Cajun chicken burgers and all sorts of loaded fries. So we've been down there, had a bacon roll, and we're now going to head along to Cocoa Mountain. This is something that Jacqueline from Highland Expressions suggested I should maybe take Jen in there, since I kind of traumatised her last night when the lights went off down in Smoo Cave. So it's a 1 mile journey back the way we came yesterday, and yeah, we're going to go with Jen a hot chocolate before heading into a brighter, let's call it, Smoo Cave. Right, Cocoa Mountain it is. Well, that's us. We've got our hot chocolate and a few other wee treats. You can get 4 chocolates with a hot chocolate if you're willing to pay for, was it £6.95 I think it was, and we've got some treats for an auntie of ours who's going to be turning 80 on Friday. So they also do vegan chocolates. Have a look at this. So these are the 2 chocolates we've got. Jen's gone for you've gone for orange, haven't you?
Yep.
And I've gone for the dark stem ginger and dark chocolate. And then we've got a wee treat box for my Aunt Margot, who, as I say, is turning 80 on Friday, so this will be another wee treat to put in with her birthday. Right, now time to head down to Smoo Cave to maybe remove some of the trauma response that Jen's had from last night. Right, we'll speak to you again when we get down to the cave. Well, we're back down at Smoo Cave. It's a very different place in the daylight, but it's definitely worth coming to visit at night time. All I would say is come before 7:30 before they switch the lights off on you. It's definitely a lot busier during the day. We'll go back onto the wobbly bridge again. You feeling a bit drunk, Jen?
No, I'm trying to make it wobble.
It is wobbling.
Oh, aye.
Wait.
That's what it's like to be drunk.
No. Yeah, it definitely feels a little bit less sinister when you're in here in the daylight.
Aye, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, we don't have the light on the back of the camera, and again, this is going to be probably rotten because the lighting, it's not great in here. Right, I'll flip you around and maybe you'll be able to see a wee bit of what Smoo Cave looks like in the daylight. So yeah, it's beautifully lit up, and if the lights had just stayed on, it would have been superb last night, but it didn't. Bit better?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's spooky.
Right, have you gotten over your trauma
Yeah.
that I put you through last night? I told her
Thanks
these were
for this,
coffins
guys.
as well, but these are basically just a little bit of information about the tours that they do down into here. So tour prices, you're £15 for adults and £5 for under 16s. So if you're looking for just a wee bit more information about Smoo Cave, it's maybe worth coming on the tour. if you're happy to pay that, but we've just done the free version, because if you go up to the top behind the toilet block, there is a bit of information you can read that tells you about all the bodies, the people that have been dumped into the waterfalls at Smoo Cave. Now, we're going to head back up to the car, and the next place we're going today is something called the Unknown. Do you want to know about it?
Yeah.
I can't tell you because it's unknown. It's a strange wee thing. We think it's a big thing actually. But we'll let you see more of it as we get along towards Tongue, and just beyond that, that is where we're going to be heading up to visit the Unknown. So we've taken a drive along through Tongue, out the other side, and we've stopped at a place called Borgie Glen. Now, when you turn off the road, you will be onto a stone track for about a quarter of a mile until you get to the car parking spots, which are free. And we're going to go and visit something called the Unknown. Now, this is way up at the top of the Highlands, nestled in amongst the woods. It's a strange one. When you take the short walk from the car park up the hill, you're going to come across this giant, I think it's about 8 or 9 foot tall, iron skeleton, which is nestled, I say, in the middle of the Highlands, facing down towards the south. It's the weirdest thing. Come on, let's have a look at the skeleton known as the Unknown. So welcome to the Unknown. He's a big lad. I'm going to guess I'm 6'2". I'm going to guess he's 8 foot tall. So yeah, he's standing looking off into the distance. Now, the best view would be in the other direction if you could see the sea right enough. But yeah, he's standing here looking over towards the mountains. As I say, not far out of Tongue. If you're interested in coming and seeing this kind of thing, it's something a wee bit different. The Unknown. Well, there we go. Another interesting wee stop on the North Coast 500. It's only about a 5-minute walk from the car, so it's worth the small detour off the road in order to go and see something just a little bit unusual. So we're heading back to the car, and our next stop will be Achmelvich Beach at Achmelvich Bay. And I'm sure I'm pronouncing that right, but I'm sure somebody in the comments is going to have issue with how I'm pronouncing things. I've already had somebody tell me that it's the Corrie Shalach Gorge, not the Corrie Halach Gorge like I've been saying. Anyway, I'm going to get things wrong. Feel free not to comment. Well, I had hoped to stop at Achmelvich Bay, but we've pulled up just about a mile and a half short of where we were planning to stop at the Marie Curie Cancer Care Field of Hope. It's a wee viewpoint just before Achmelvich Beach. I'm going to turn you around and let you see what's happening down this direction. The weather down that way is looking howling. It's just constant rain showers. There's nothing going to be nice about walking along Achmelvich Beach today in the absolute peeing down rain. So I'm going to insert some footage here of what Achmelvich Bay does look like, and Jen and I are going to make our way along to our 5th stop for the day, which is Dunnet Head Lighthouse. Well, that's us. We have made it along to Dunnet Head, and I'm glad to say that the weather is slightly better. This is officially the most northerly part of mainland UK that you can get to. It's not John O'Groats, so if you're want to go to the absolute top of the British mainland, you need to come to Durness Head. Now, I'm going to take a wander down. I was going to fly the drone round here, but I have just seen somebody, they were flying to do a circular panorama of the lighthouse here, and their drone has taken a tumble. I'm worried there might be some sort of geofence, something jamming the signal here, because their drone just tumbled out of the sky, and I think it's gone down over the cliff edge. So I don't know who was flying it, but I don't think it's a very happy drone right now. I'm going to go down and have a look and see if I can spot it, because I don't know where the pilot is, but yeah, cliff nesting birds do not fly drones here. So somebody has ignored that and is now paying the price. So this is the lighthouse they were trying to get the shot of, and their drone has, I think sadly, gone over the edge of there. That's where I saw it going down. However, I've had very little sympathy. There's clear signs saying, you know, there's cliff-dwelling birds here, and not to fly your drones because it can distress them. So, you know what? You don't follow the rules, you don't get your drone back, and this seems to be what's happened. So, anyway. Right, this is Durness Head Lighthouse. So yeah, you've got the very spectacular cliffs here at Durness Head, and you're looking back way along the coastline. Way along there was where we were early this morning, along at Durness. And off to the north of us, the cliff faces of the Orkney Isles are being lit up by the sunshine that they're getting over there. Yeah, we could be doing with a little bit of that here as well, but it's a little bit chilly. So we're going to take a wander up to the viewpoint at the top, and then I think we'll head back to the car and start making our way along to where everyone goes to get their picture taken at that famous signpost, John O'Groats, which is not the furthest north you can go on mainland Scotland and the UK. So just up the hill from Durness Head Lighthouse, there's a bit of history. You step back through what I can only assume must be buildings from the World Wars, where people would have been stationed here watching out to the northern flanks of the UK for invading forces, and some of them are open. So let's take you inside and let's have a look at one of these. If I'm wrong, somebody will no doubt will correct me in the comments, but I'm going to say this is something to do with the World Wars. So this one's door's been burst open. Oh, nice. So there's dog poo bags in the corner. I'm assuming it's dogs. So it's anyone's guess what would have been housed in here. But yeah, it's full of folks' rubbish now. Folk coming in, destroying the place. And of course, the obligatory need to leave your mark. Some people kind of leave stuff alone. A wee step back in time, a bit of history. Right, we're going to take you up to the viewpoint and give you a 360 at the top of the viewpoint at Durness Head. So yeah, I've been saying to Jen, we need to get over onto the Orkney Isles, go and see, you can just see the Old Man of Hoy sticking up at the end here, and do a bit of a holiday over on the Orkney Isles. That might be next summer. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's plan that in, let's pencil that in, and we'll take you guys with us over onto the Orkney Isles. Because it's a place I've never been, and I'm 51 years old, so I need to get these things done while I'm still on the planet and breathing. Right, we're going to head back to the car, and I think it's time to head along to the fake top of the UK, John O'Groats, where we'll get camped up for the night. Right, we'll see you in John O'Groats. So there we go, we've made it to John O'Groats, the unofficial furthest you can go in the UK, but no really. So yeah, it didn't take us too long to get along here. It's a lot more blustery on this bit, and Jen has kindly agreed to let me sleep in the roof tent tonight.
You're welcome.
Probably because it's going to be really noisy and because it's really windy, a lot colder, so she'll be warmer in the car than I'll be. But yeah, it'll be quite nice to actually try it out, and I can let you know tomorrow morning how good a sleep I had or otherwise. So yeah, most places in October have shut down. So there is a burger and hot dog place down here called The Cabin, which is closed. The fish and chips shop is open on a Tuesday, but not this Tuesday because the people who own it are away on holiday for 2 weeks. So yeah, typical. So most of the places are shut, so we're going to have to wander up the hill. It's just a 5-minute walk to get dinner tonight. Jen has got another pot noodle, but I've got nothing to eat. So I'm not starving tonight, especially if I'm sleeping up in a cold roof tent. And yeah, we'll get something to eat and then wander back down the hill and pop into, what's it called? The Last Pub. I sat in there last time and it's got a nice wee fire going and it's a beautiful place to spend the evening. Jen's cuddling up at Paddington here. So here we go, you can't come to John O'Groats and not get your video taken at the John O'Groats signpost. I was just speaking to a chap there saying that you can start here on the John O'Groats trail and head all the way down to the bottom of the UK, linking trail to trail to trail. But yeah, right, we've done it. We need to go back to the car and get my phone now before heading up to get dinner. But I'll give you a wee 360 of what's here round about the John O'Groats sign. So there in front of us is the start of the John O'Groats trail, one I'll need to do some point in the future. And then out towards Orkney. And then, I'm not sure what this is, very colourful buildings here. So we did a little bit of washing because Jen didn't bring enough jumpers. £5 for the wash machine. And then £3 for the tumble dryer. Now, we only had a couple of towels, a couple of jumpers and some pants and socks in. And it's barely got it anywhere close to being dry. So, no, stuff's now hanging on the ladder drying there. But yeah, my advice, save your wash until you get home because that seemed a little tad expensive for the use of a washing machine and tumble dryer. I think you're something like £2 in Ben Glass for each, which is £4, and the tumble dryer gets your stuff dry in about 15 minutes. So yeah, so we've tried to book into the hotel and the earliest we can get in is 7:45, which means sadly we have to just head to the pub until the restaurant is ready to take us. What a shame.
Oh.
It's going to be a hardship, isn't it? Might have another Thistly Cross tonight. If you've never tried Thistly Cross cider, it's made in Dunbar and it's fabulous. I had 2 bottles of it last night up at the pub at Durness, and yeah, I am craving more of the same tonight. Can't be drinking too much though because obviously I'm driving in the morning. But yeah, let's head down to the wee pub. It's beautiful and it's got a wee fire inside it, and we've got a few drinks, sit in there and then wander our way up the road. So it's going to be a bit of a late night, but that's fine. That's fine. We're getting near the end of our trip now. And there's the bus waiting to go to Gilsby. I'm going to edit that bit out because nobody's interested in that. Right, so this wee pub sits right next door to the campsite and it says bar open, which is good because that's where we're heading. It's actually got the visitor experience shop attached right onto it, and it's a beautiful wee pub. So this is where we're going to park ourselves until it's time to go up to the hotel and have some dinner. So there we go, I've got myself a pint of the Last House Lager, which is the local brewers here, and Jen, she's enjoying a J2O, which is not from the local brewers here. But we've got fabulous views out towards Orkney, and I think we're going to call it good night because it'll be dark by the time we're heading up to the hotel. So thanks for joining us on day 4, and we'll see you tomorrow.